Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. Yes, I made it. As you come in, y'all, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And also, if you would like to donate even $1 just to help my channel grow, I would appreciate it so much. Um, I'm gonna be doing just a recap of like the trial for the day. For the ones that have not seen it, I'm putting that thing up right here at so I can see when y'all talking. Well, you know. Anyway, okay. So today's reaction is coming from TISA Tales. Yeah, it was earlier today, but this is the only time I could do it. So this is for the ones who have not seen it. Okay. All right, please subscribe and like, y'all. We are at 849 subs. We started at 600 and something like a month ago. So we at 849. Y'all know, get to that 1,000 and then that lock comes off for me. I appreciate for us really. And then I can do content creating and all that stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm excited too. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see what happened in the courthouse today.
One of the worst days we have seen in the Diddy trial, and it was for Diddy. They can't get around this. Now, you guys know I did a preview on all the violence that Jen supposedly victim took from Diddy. Okay, we're going to call her Jen and Diddy Michael. I do want to say off the top of the bat, there will be no guessing in the chat over who Jane Doe was. I don't care. I don't care if you guess, if you try to even guess. And I am saying that she is not publicly facing. You guys do not, I know everybody thinks they know, they do not know who she is. There will be no guessing. If anybody does, I will block them from my chat. Okay? Now, let's get into this. Only God, thank you for the super chat. You guys, these details were horrific. Diddy was like somebody from The Shining. He was kicking in doors. Kicking in doors, ripping apart. He was obsessed. Even when the jurors were looking at the mess he did, they were sitting there looking like, oh my God, what is going on? They were burying close like, what is that? They were horrified by what they saw. They showed thick, heavy doors split down the middle, bathroom doors kicked off their hinges. He went on a rampage. Oh my God. The victim hid for 2 hours, ran out the house barefoot and hid for 2 hours only to show up and see that mug down there. When I say he viciously, worse than Cassie. Well, I don't want to say worse because Cassie's probably been through so much that we don't know about and that she can't prove, but it happened. But when I say he viciously assaulted her, and then the last time, where do we start? Let me start with this stuff, because when I say Diddy is done, I want to hear anybody say they got the fraud, they got the coercion, they got the force, they have the sex trafficking, they have the RICO. I believe they said Paul was somebody named Paul. I don't know if he's security or not. They said somebody named, no, Paul was one of the escorts. Sorry, I was thinking Uncle Paulie. I was like, oh my God. When I say this man is insane, the level of gaslighting, the level of manipulation, the level of violence, and I don't care what anybody says, Diddy, if he's set free, is going to murk someone one day. And I don't mean on purpose, I mean accidentally. But when I'm about to go into the details of what happened, I want to get you guys, children, shh, close your eyes and imagine a world where there is a psychopath running around going crazy. And that's the world. Diddy is a psychopath. The fact that he did all this while he had a grand jury indictment going, why he knew he had an open case, and then he was still abusing and mentally abusing Jane? No, 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 no. There's something seriously wrong with this person. It was giving Jack Nicholson. It was giving The Shining. It was giving evil. And he still found times to say evil things and play mind games. And play mind games. Tatum said, thank you for keeping us informed. Congratulations on your Nancy Grace show, too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Laura Isery said, Hola, Beliza, you're very smart and a go-getter. Please continue. Oh, thank you. Please continue to be you. And Big Tiny Productions said, aloha from Honolulu. Manaloha. Love your reporting. What's up, Big Tiny Productions? Okay, let me start off by saying this. Yes, whatever you heard, I am in the courtroom. I'm going to be in the courtroom every day. Forget what you heard, baby. Right? Let's get into this, right?
Yeah, I am so glad because I know she had to see it everywhere. Everybody. TISA ban, TISA ban, TISA ban. I knew she wasn't already. And y'all, I would also like to let y'all know that TISA, I mean, I told you I've been 4 years, me and TISA, I didn't emails and yeah. So she emailed me a heartfelt message this morning because she knows my mom is, going through the hospice, um, comfort care only phase. You know what I mean? So this is my only outlet. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, but then that's why I be on here all the time because this is my outlet. But anyway, she knew that, so, and she emailed me the most kindest message and uplifting spirit. She took the time. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough about me. Let's carry on, okay?
Anyway, let's jump into the most horrific stuff, and then we'll kind of zoom out, okay? Because let's just get right into it, okay? So Diddy, the indictment comes down, right? He's sitting up there gaslighting Jane, right? She's beside herself. He's saying, I need your friendship right now, right? I can't talk. Don't call. Don't send text. Just call KK. Again, KK is getting that co-conspirator charge, whether she wants to or not. And baby, this is directly from the federal government. Rands, thank you so much. He said, he was like, but I need you. It's so effed up what's going on. I need you. Listen, and then he said, you don't have to worry about nothing, right? Now, one of the most sickest things to do is, right, Diddy called Jen and was like, yo, just tell me, just charge me. And she's like, I don't want to charge. No, you charge me, just charge me. Whatever it is, charge me. He literally called her phone and harassed her 1 billion times to say for her to pick a number that he could pay her so that she would be cool with everything he did to her, right? And when I say he didn't ask once or twice, he was literally blowing up her text, screaming at her, charge me.
Yeah, I heard that he was texting her because she was taking a break from him because, like, she was, like, done. I mean, she was, man, mentally and probably physically had to be done, hurting, in pain, however you feel when you coming down off that stuff. Man, and for him kicking in all them darn doors, yeah, that's why he was saying, I looked at somebody else's, they said it was like 8 times he was texting her, you know?
She said, right? Do you want to give me $100K a year and then pay the next 2 years of rent, right? He then flipped it on her. As soon as she said, Zuri Angel said, TISA, all I heard is you killing it. Oh, thank you. Amazing work. Listen, he flipped on her. Mind you, he had been harassing her. He had done this. You guys, I'm just starting from the beginning. It gets a lot worse, right? We're going to go through all this really quick, and then I'll go home and do the big live, right? As soon as she said, all right, and it was pennies. He literally was like, F you, don't ever text me again. F you, I'm blocking you, you're a liar, I'm calling the police. Now, one thing I do want to say is, I don't know if Diddy's a narcissist, but it's giving narcissist, because you know how narcissists, they project a lot. Like, he was secretly taping Jane right? And he then flipped around and was like, yo, are you taping me? Are you taping me? Because he was secretly taping her. And to think that those secretly taped calls is what made him look so bad. I was like, damn, if that's not karma, I don't know what is. Nunya B says, if the jury says not guilty, does Diddy go free immediately? I think he does. They have to appeal, but I do think he goes free immediately. There's no way the jury can say not guilty. I know. There were some people, men, who were saying, and some women, who were saying that, I don't see, okay, so what, it's
They
fraud.
showed it.
We now have
I
the
don't care.
violence, and we have graphic violence. And to go in your heart said, thanks, TISA, for updating us. I'll be at the dark subject matter. The cute trench coat requires a law and order dance. KK is definitely a co-conspirator. I'm going to do that. Dun, 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 dun. In the halls of justice. Okay, let me stop playing because this is serious matters, all right? Okay? Now, here's the thing. He then was screaming at her, you're an opportunist. You broke me. No, he was like, you're an opportunist. You're this, you're that. Jane starts fussing back, right? You broke me. You exploited my love, right? Diddy start screaming, hey, what's up? Get home safely. So then he starts screaming, leave me alone. I'm calling the police. Hey, have a good one. Leave me alone. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. Leave me alone. Right? However, Jane kept going, right? She literally said to him, you keep describing yourself. You con me into doing trains. Then she said she was going to murk herself, right? She said the conversation was super evil, super dark. He was bringing up all of her trauma, right? Apparently she's been abused a lot in relationships by the past. He was bringing up all her trauma, okay?
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, when you go out with somebody, your first date or whatever is in a hotel room, is in a hotel. What? She should have known right then and there. Turn around, girl. Turn around. But that was Diddy. Remember back then, he was on everything. He was this, he was that. Anyway, girl.
Literally, she then went and talked to, hey, what's up, Mel? Get home safely. She then went and texted KK. And she was like, was screenshotting and texting KK and was like, are you seeing this? He called me and he asked me to charge him. He kept pressuring me all day, saying lawyers would get involved if I didn't give him a price. I was just going to, oh, get this. He also said that he was going to show her child's father all the tapes, right? He literally said, I have nothing to lose. She was screenshotting and sending to KK. It's like, are you seeing this, right? She said he's going on another bipolar tangent. Then she went off on him, and Jim was like, you baited me today. You kept bringing up my exes and all the abuse I suffered. I'll see you, babe. Have a good one.
And he talking about he gonna show the darn tapes. I mean, do you see what I mean? Hey, Mackenzie, how you doing? Everything's well, it's okay. But yeah, y'all, he's threatening to show the tapes now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's going quicker through because it started off like a slow day. I listened to the transcripts today on that surprise witness, BJ. I listened to her today. Just go ahead and read it off, right? And then I waited for TISA to come out and act it out and tell me. And so I could see what it looked like from the courtroom, right? So the courtroom is totally better. And yeah, so she's going through it quicker because it was boring for like six hours. All right, so yeah, he's threatening to show them darn pictures off now. Yeah. So let's go.
You threatened to send tapes to my baby dads, right? Again, she reached out to KK again, right? She was like, he's threatened to expose me. He's not in his right mind. She said, they were like, well, why'd you reach out to KK? They said, because KK is the right brain. KK is the one that knows everything. There's no way anything happens and we don't know KK, right? She was like, KK, I need space, right? She's like, I just need like 2 weeks. I need to, listen, we've already broke up, right? Listen, I need space. She said, I'm traumatized from him. Now, what does this establish? One, listen, this is the worst of it. I'm starting off slow, right? What does this establish? Diddy is out of his mind. What does this also establish? That KK was in on it. KK knew what was going on. KK was right there for it, right?
Did y'all know they was having FOs during the COVID season, and Diddy called it, and then Jane Doe called it, right? Hey, that's what another content creator said that I was looking at, right?
Now.
Sorry, y'all. Dang. Go ahead.
She said that Jane said that so then Diddy claps back. You're blackmailing me. This is harassment. He threatened Jane to call the police, right? Jane literally says, call the police. Let them see them MFing videos. Because guess what? I was drugged and high all the time. I don't even look like myself. Call the MFing police. Spoiler alert, he did not, in fact, call the police, right? KK reached out and said, hey there, about to read all this. You mean to tell me when all this happened with Diddy and after his house got raided in a grand jury investigation, you mean to tell me the one person that you can literally take you down like that, KK, the best assistant in the world, you weren't reading all of Jane's stuff? Okay, KK, right? Hi there, about to read all this. Jane says, you don't need to call. You're a woman. You know how he is. Sit down with him. He respects you. Call him down, right? She said, you know, he's threatening to expose me, dox me, send this stuff. Again, what do we have right now? We have witness intimidation. Hey, get home safely. All right. We have witness intimidation, right? We have tampering of witness, right? We have bribery. Charge me, give me a price, give me a price. What else do we have? What else do we have? And that's before we get into the blackmail. That's before we get into the smex tapes. That's before we get into the violence. Do you see how that mofo's going down? Everybody that has a hope and a prayer that the patriot saint of wayward hoes, Diddy, is going to be saved from going to jail. You can forget about it. The patriot saint, a wayward and abusive hose, is about to literally go to jail.
Because if y'all truly know, the ones that truly know, the way, okay, he want to go over there and ask, is your child there? You know, or I'm going to tell you, baby daddy, his best bet is stay behind them bars, okay? If you know what I know, right? Don't put it in the chat, please. But if you know what I know, his best bet is to stay right there.
Okay, right? So she said, in January 2024, now this was a weird sliding doors moment. And just hold on, because when I was writing this, I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? But it does come back around. Mm-hmm. In January 2024, Jane went to Vegas, right? She flew on some rapper's plane. They didn't say who the rapper was, right? She said that the rapper was in a relationship, okay? However, she was invited by the rapper and his girlfriend, who was so beautiful. She said, listen, you little smut demons, I know what you're thinking. She said there was never anything sexual. It was purely platonic. The girl and her were platonic. The guy and her were platonic. Everybody around was platonic, right? She said they flew to Vegas on the rapper's plane. What rapper has a plane?
I say 30.
What rapper has a plane?
Mackenzie.
We don't have to think about that, right? It doesn't matter. I guess they all do. Trisha Dixon said, great job, TISA. I'll wait for your updates. Thank you. Rose J, thank you so much for the super chat. Rosanna Mercury, thank you so much. Tonya Brady said, congrats on your Nancy feature today. You rock. Thank you, Tonya. I appreciate that. Also, hold on. Let me just get a few more. Oh, Sheila said, Jane's testimony made me cry. She kept going back. Exactly. Margaret Washington, thank you so much. Jonathan said, you better get it. Thank you, Jonathan. Don't stop. Get it. Okay, hold on really quick.
When I get 150 more subs and that darn lock open, then I can maybe get do the super chat, the super sticker, and whatever else, y'all. I don't know what else comes with it, but yeah.
Honeybee, thank you so much for always looking out, girls. Honeybee Therapy. Queen Breen said, girl, I was at
I think you can meet more people too.
work, risking it all. If only my boss knew how addicted I am to your reports. She'd take my phone while I'm in the office. Yana, Queen Reen just needs her phone. Queen Reen needs her phone. Valentine TV, Valentine. I hope things are doing a
Oh,
little
that's
bit better with your
nice.
mommy. Said thanks for being you. I heard the judge could charge the escorts and
That's for
sentence
sending
Diddy
that,
even if found
sending
not
that
guilty
nice
of
like.
everything that Diddy's done. Baby, Diddy's done. They got that man to a RICO rights, like literally. And even if he gets one jury, it's gonna be nullification. They got the same evidence. You just gonna have to do this all over again. Cece said, Tisa, important message sent to your Insta. Someone saying, man, stop and play.
Please don't do
Listen,
that.
thank you so much. I appreciate that. But people are stupid. Anyway, you guys, this is good vibes. Just stop. And please, I don't want to see the word docs. I do not want to see anybody docs. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Sherry Wilkes said, being a DV survivor, my heart breaks for these women because it completely changes who you are. I pray he gets what he deserves. Great, Tisa. Love you. Thank you. Also, Lita Melvin, thank you so much for the super chat.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I
I
forgot.
will say this about Jane Doe. She is not a publicly facing person. She isn't who you think she
Then
is. She's not a public figure. She doesn't have a public profile. I don't understand where all these rumors are coming from. And I actually don't know who she is. So, with that said, let's move on, shall we? Okay, right? They said, went to, okay. Jane said that, well, oh my God, Lillian Formalu, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lillian. Also, Sherry Reddy said, hello, beautiful. I just wanted to tell you how much we love and appreciate you. So excited to see you
okay, let me put
shine on Nancy Grace tonight. We're all so proud of you and all of your success. So deserving. Thank you. Listen, all right, let's get into this, right? Anyway, right? So while Jane was in Vegas, she saw Anton. Anton is one of the hooker
yeah,
escorts,
yeah.
entertainers, right? And Jane saw Antoine at the B-Day party, right? So Jane and Antoine saw each other. It's like, yo, it's crazy you here. Oh yeah, it's crazy, right? They shook hands and then they went upstairs. Yes, Sherry Cook said, you're doing it. Wow, girl, Nancy. Yes, Nancy Grace, beautiful, right? That's why they mad. And that's why they sitting here filming my live looking for anything they can to try to take me down. But what's that old meme from Twitter? Y'all hoes praying on my downfall, but I will never fall. Okay, let me stop. All right, right?
These
So
people
Jane,
terrific.
so Jane was with a male friend. She said completely platonic, right? And the rapper, also platonic, went to the hotel room, right? Jane said she walked in and Anton was having sex with a woman while the rapper and the girlfriend were in the room watching and everybody was standing around
Yes,
on some literal eyes.
no,
Look at these guys,
I'm
security,
doing.
security, all the U.S. Marshals and whatnot.
How you doing? Just the facts. Welcome to Valentine TV. I'm always just late. Just for the people that has not saw it, I apologize for being so late, y'all. But as you come in, please, we are on, I mean, I say 849 subs, y'all. So y'all hooking me up. I tell you, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. God got it. We're gonna get that thing. But all right, let her carry on. All right.
And the court officer, see you guys, get home safely, see ya. They all came out in their street clothes. Had to call security on them. Okay? They look like a band of thugs. Look at this band of thugs leaving the courthouse. So anyway, everybody was sitting there watching. And I said, is this what like rich people do? I don't know. It's a hell of a listen, it's a hell of a thing. So they said, in January 2024, Jane wanted to make an OnlyFans, right? She said it didn't have nudity, it had implied nudity. Again, you guys don't know who this is, right? She said she was alone in this content and she wanted to rely on herself instead of going to friends to actually get money, right? Oh, Tracy's Outlook said Lovely Ty gave you a shout out earlier today. You're doing a great job. Shout out to Lovely Ty. I saw her in the let me just go on a tangent. I saw her in the line and was like, I've been watching. She is the OG. I have been watching her forever, and she is even more beautiful in person, more nice, and her voice is more like caramel. Shout out to lovely Ty. Y'all go follow her if you don't. And if you
Okay.
28th, she literally said you baited me into the psychotic episode. But let's get into this, right? So it was February 6th of 2024, okay? He literally said, I had a dream about you. Smile I bought, right? What do you want to do for your birthday? And send a pic of the teeth I bought you. This man is so
He
manipulative,
bought her
right?
some teeth, and he want.
So Jane said she tried to stay strong, right? They were going back and forth about whether he was
He
actually
didn't
going to
like
take
her.
her out and do something for her birthday. Now, mind you, much like Cassie's birthday, every time something happened, it was a drugged up freak off, right? They kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? He said he was begging to see her. She was crying. She said she missed him. I really do think they are for real trauma bonding. Even Jane being on the stand, it makes me think that she still loves this man, right? So she said that she was expecting one-on-one time in Miami, right? Now, here's the thing. She said she went to Diddy's Star Island house. Now, you know he has Star Island 1 and Star Island 2, right? She said she finally got there, right? And there were candles everywhere, lighting a path from Star Island 2. I guess that's where the family stuff stays out.
Yeah.
To Star Island 1. That's where all the freak-offs go. So she said she was like walking down there and she felt like she was a contestant on The Bachelorette. It said it pinged all her things. Like she was like, finally, I'm getting the man that I want. I'm getting the man that I love. Finally, right? All this stuff was going on. She said when she saw it, she was crying. Candlelit entryway, candlelit thing. And I said, Jane is such a romantic. Jane is such a romantic. She had her birthday at 2 Star and then went to 1. They led her over to 1 Star with all the candles. There were balloons, there were gifts. They had a private chef with a 5-course meal, right? She said Jane was super happy. She was just telling him how much she loved him, and he was telling her how much he loved her. Now, mind you, Diddy hasn't been arrested yet, but he knows he's under grand jury investigation, and he knows that he got a problem with Jane, okay? Now, get this. Diddy gave Jane some E to get high, right? And once she was high out of her mind you, this was supposed to be a private birthday celebration, this and that. Did he know he got that federal grand jury investigation? The whole world is on his neck. While she was high out of her mind, this fool looked at her and said, do you want to get done? He literally looked at her and said, do it. And I said, you don't fear God. You're having freak-offs right now, right? Again, you got her high. You set her up for a freak-off on 1 Star Miami. She said, and the prosecutor was like, what happened? And she's like, we had sex. And they're like, in front of who? In front of Sean. And I said, oh my God. So after that, now here's the diabolical part, okay? After that, Jane flew to Los Angeles, right? In February 2024, they got back together. And I was like, girl, it is a trap. He is just using you. He don't want to go to jail, right? And who would have thought that you be the one to send them? I know he didn't. So they said they in February 2024, they got back together, right? And she took 3 trips to visit him, okay? At this point also, it sounded like Diddy had let her believe that they were living together because she said that she had 3 fake freak-offs, right? With Antoine and Paul. She saw them once or twice. And Jane told, oh, so get this. Now, I need you to Jane can put Diddy away. Diddy knows that. I'm sure Diddy's team is saying if you don't treat that woman well, but he won't, right? How you doing? If you don't treat that woman well, but he won't because it's not in his blood. Listen to what happened, right? He said that, he said that while they were there, right? She started saying like about her finances, right? She said, I have an OnlyFans. It's starting to do really well, right? He literally looked at her. This man is starving her of money and was like, wow, you ain't even asked me? You ain't even asked me if that was okay? Then told her that since she's doing so well in OnlyFans, she can pay her own bills. Excuse me, sir? You are using my house for a freak-off. You're trying to save money on hotels and using my house as a freak-off? Excuse me? Okay, right? So then she said that, listen. So anyway, he kept asking for a party. And she was like, so you basically want to have a party before the lawyers come, right? because he was trying to get her to do a freak off. Jane was like, yo, let's just wait to do them, right? Let's just wait to do them. So Diddy was like, yo, I can still pull up with some wine. Like, what's going on? So Jane was like, all right, all right, all right. So then she was like, okay, what's up with the party? This was a real party. I thought they were talking about, freak off party. It was a real party. And she was like, yo, my mother's coming to the party. He also told her, since the mom's coming to the party, she might want to chill, because I guess some girls were allowed around the family and some girls weren't. He said, listen, it's no problem. Since you're making your own money, we need to have a clean break, right? We need to just let things go gracefully and quietly. He was still trying to mess with her mind and break up. I'm leaving stuff out because I'm trying to get to the really good part, right? Jane had asked him for money months ago, and she had begged him for money. He wouldn't give any money, right? They were always arguing about the rent, right? Then, and so then she was like, you know what? I'm making my money on OnlyFans. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm sick of explaining. He had his accountant email Jen and be like, yo, you know that your lease is about to be up. Just remind her that he's still under her thumb, right? So then there was a bunch of search warrants. They said Homeland Security stopped by her house, right? She immediately called Fahim. Homeland Security had left the card. Fahim literally told Diddy, and Diddy got Jane her lawyer. Do you know that Diddy is still to this day paying for Jane's lawyer? And Jane's lawyer told her story about what Diddy did to her even before she told the prosecution, and the prosecution should have had first dibs, right?
And y'all know, like, as of this, when by the time she started testifying, I heard she's been in rehab for 3 months. So there may not be enough time, but hopefully it's helping her get through this, because I heard today was the best day that she look. Hey, tomorrow she better be ready, because them jokers about to cross-examine her. Tomorrow's cross-examination day, y'all. She better be ready. Oh my God. But yeah, and then some people trying to say she was taking notes after she had heard about the Cassie thing, like Cassie suing, that's why she was taking the little notes and putting it in her phone, and then she would text it to Diddy. And no, I don't think so. I ain't gonna take no whooping like that. No. Everything that's about to happen that they say, no. Diddy the one wanted to keep doing it. He knew that the Cassie suit had put all his business out there in the street. And then Lil Rod, and then I heard that his phone allegedly was tapped right after Cassie did her lawsuit. They wiretapped his phones or something. And he was still talking, you know what I'm saying? So he was tapped before his home got raided. So he was being recorded. So did it done.
She said that also, she did this, one of the escorts they dealt with, Cabral, I think that was Sly. Cabral said, that sounded like the gates of hell were opening up. What the hell? Anyway, they said Cabral said he had called Jane and said, yo, I got a tape, and said he would release it on the dark web, okay? Jane asked, how you got that, right? And Cabral said that Diddy had used his phone one time. Now, here's what I do want to say. I don't believe that to be true. I think that I want to see Cabral on the stand, because I don't know if Diddy wasn't behind anything and Diddy wasn't trying anything. It's weird to me, the same thing with Cassie. A random person that shouldn't have had any access to the tapes is actually sitting there, and they have the tapes, and the whole time Diddy, the control freak that is Diddy, is like, what? Wow, that shit is wild. You mean to tell me that Diddy didn't forward that to himself and then delete it off the phone? It makes no sense. Exactly. I think Diddy did that to scare her, because just like Cassie, he stepped in and was like, yo, I'll take care of it, right? They said Cabral wanted $10K from the victim. She was super upset, and Sean was too. This does not sound like the game he ran on Cassie. Create a problem so that he can be your savior, but he's the demon pulling you down, right? Yeah. He also, well, here's the thing. A big media company had just bought the tape and called her and said that they would publish it. She said when she heard that, she fainted. When she heard that, she just fell out. She literally fainted, right? And she said that when she fainted, she was in 2-star, right? Now, she said Diddy was spending a lot of time with his family and friends, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Oh, also, an interesting thing came out in court, okay? They told the jury to strike this, but something came out. Remember that apology that Diddy gave? That I
Oh
just
yeah,
want to say, when Diddy gave that apology,
you,
two
you
things were going
did
on,
it.
right? I told y'all that Diddy was under a grand jury was being convened, and Diddy was under investigation, a federal grand jury investigation, and a grand jury would be convened. I remember that time because people were starting whole industries saying I was lying and clout chasing, and I'm just making up stuff, and Diddy was not under investigation, and there was no way a grand jury. This was like a year, this was like, I was saying this around the time Diddy did the apology video. I also said, yo, Diddy's coming out with the apology video.
Did.
I said the exact time he was going to drop it. I said he was going to drop it at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Yeah, the live's still up there. He dropped it at 11:20, 11:17 on Sunday. I said, what was he going to say, how he was going to say it in the exact order. My receipts were legit. And when that apology video came out, I could
Yeah.
my victory lap. Now, what's the importance of this? Because I want to say to the people that said I was lying and just making up shit, Mark Agnifilo admitted, right, that Diddy wanted to apologize directly to Cassie, and Mark Agnifilo told him do not mention Cassie's name because do not mention Cassie's name
Right.
because Cassie. He told Diddy not to make the apology, not to mention Cassie's name in the apology because she could or most likely be a grand jury witness, and they didn't want to get in trouble for grand jury tampering. So
And y'all, and when y'all, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all. When he did that apology, I know me, I was like, why he didn't even say Cass's name? He didn't even say her name. And he ain't been to rehab that darn quick. That's what I was saying. But I remember all this teaching and the video still up with the date and all that. But yeah, what was y'all thinking he should have said Cass's name or not? I'm thinking he should have.
tampering. So you know what? Tattletales, y'all knew.
Yeah.
Mark Agnifilo knew. Diddy teams knew. And I think all the haters I had from last year calling me everything but a child of God should actually feel really stupid. But let's move on, right? So again, proof that Mark Agnifilo, he knew about the grand jury. But oddly enough, also, Mark Agnifilo actually, because here's the thing, I guess he was probably a jury witness, but I remember how bad Diddy got dragged because he wouldn't say Cassie's name. And everybody was like, you can't even give her the respect of doing this and that. And I honestly think he shouldn't have even have made the apology. Because if you knew you were under grand jury investigation, imagine the ego and the hubris that you know you're under grand jury investigation and you think an apology is going to make it go away. Man, he'd be playing in our mind. Anyway, right? The defense tried to get the whole video thrown out. The prosecution was like, no. This speaks to Jane's state of mind, right? She can speak on the quality of the apology, right? And get this, Diddy had Jane around the lawyers. So because she was around the lawyers, it was privileged information and it limits what she can share. Now, when I heard that, I said two things. You think you slick. So you kept Jane right up under you because you wanted to make sure that if she actually did testify or go against you, it would 100% be privileged information that it could. And again, this guy is like he is insane, right? Anyway, they said, so Marine Comey stood up and was like, Your Honor, listen, we'll avoid the privilege thing. We won't go into attorney-client privilege. Fine, y'all got that. But yet and still, we'll see what we can do. Let me see if I can get a better light. Okay, so listen, the light is fading. I'm trying to get through this, right? So get this. On June 18th, 2024, June 18th, 2024, this is literally like a couple of months before he gets arrested. Jane says their LA home because it sounds like Diddy had convinced them that they were living there, like they were going to move in together, right? Diddy's paying the rent, right? Jen says they had the home to spend time with each other, to really spend time with it. And she was so happy she was getting all his attention, right? Jonathan, his assistant, showed up. What was Jonathan doing? helping her stock the fridge with Diddy's favorite stuff, bringing Diddy's clothes over, bringing furniture he liked,
Dang.
bringing personal possessions. Diddy had this girl thinking they were moving in together. The messed up thing is, you could tell that this girl, like, Diddy, like, Diddy is like,
Yeah, he played with her
what?
mind.
Let me continue the story. I'll get back to this, okay? Anyway, Jonathan, the assistant, high-level PA, I think another co-conspirator, assisted in stocking the fridge, bought all Diddy stuff over, did all this stuff, right? Now, Jen bought champagne. She bought tequila. She had lights and candles everywhere, okay? They were walking in the backyard. The PA had stocked the fridge with all the little snacky snacks they like, right? She literally sounded like she thought they lived together. She kept saying, our house, our house, our house. So all of a sudden, Diddy arrives, right? And she's saying that they were so lovey-dovey, okay? She was so happy that he was at their house. She lit candles, right? There's pictures that she took of him in the hallway on the area rug. Why is that important? Because Diddy's team keeps trying to say that all this shit couldn't happen. Baby, Jane Doe had the receipts up, down, left, right, and the third. She documented everything. And the thing is, she documented it accidentally. Anyway, right?
Yeah.
He was in the, there's a picture of him in the hallway area, on an area rug in the hallway with a timestamp, and the metadata has been confirmed, right? And it's right by that leads to the front door. The PA made all the lights red. She says she didn't like that because she doesn't like red lights, but she just...
I would have hated that, man. That's because that's them FO lights. You know what I mean? But anything to make him happy. I still think he probably think about the song Red Light Special TLC. That's what I be thinking about. I be like, they're true red lights.
wanted to make him happy, right? Diddy liked it like that. Diddy took a photo on June 19, 2024, also of them proving they were together. Also took videos that night, okay? There was even one video they played to the court where they were playing Just One Look at You and the World. They were playing A Lovely Day, right? And you could hear Diddy in the background, like mumbling and stuff like that, right? Diddy was drinking champagne mixed with tequila. I wonder if it was De Leon. Jen was also drinking that drink, right? And all of a sudden, Jen got into a jealous rage. She called Diddy a PDF file. When I said that, I said, oh, I almost dropped my pen. He called Diddy a PDF file. Now, and here's the thing. The prosecution was not going to let Shade Room run with this, right? No shade to Shade Room, right? But the prosecution was not. What is going on? Look at this. They got the riot gear on. Can y'all see that?
Lord.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, there's protesting? Oh, what are they protesting?
Yeah, you better
have these cops in riot gear. Look at this. I might have to do this live on the run. What is going on? You see them boys in blue?
I know they right.
Marching out here like Starship Troopers. Oh my God. Okay. And look, there's more of them. How many police are there? They get every police from the district. Can y'all see them? They're still coming up. Apparently they having protests out here. Anyway, let me get out of here with the Starship Troopers. Anyway, right? If I pick up the stand and run, I'll still give y'all the update. But for right now, I think we are cool sitting there. What the hell? What the hell? The police are still coming. What are they I think I know what they're protesting.
Yeah,
I think I know what they're protesting. Angela Perry said, I'm Essen and Essen airplane right now. I could not wait for TISA Tales. Looking forward to seeing you on Nancy Grace. Thank y'all. And also, Elizabeth Vela said, you're the best. So smart and gorgeous. You remind me of a young Janet Jackson. When she played Penny from Good Times. Great work. May God ever bless you and keep you safe. Thank you so much. We also have Nikki Canada.
Y'all, please, as you come in, hit the subscribe button and also the like button. We're at 849 subscribers. I just had to say that so I can skip up a little bit too. All right. Wait a minute. Wait, y'all. I'm trying not to mess up. Y'all know how I do. Okay.
There go. Okay, let me finish and then I can run home, right? So anyway, so they're drinking champagne and tequila. Jen is also drinking, right? All of a sudden, she calls him a PDF file, right? Kelly Steve said they're protesting ICE raids and the orange stain sending in the military.
What do you mean?
Okay, let's focus on Diddy, right? Now, here's the thing. Who was a young girl he was with? Because the prosecution made it safe, seeing that they weren't under 18 years old. However, she said that Diddy was 25 to 27 years her senior, right? And she called him a pedophile. And she literally said, this girl is not old enough to buy drinks, meaning she's not 21.
Yeah.
What are you doing with her?
don't
Which,
even
honestly, good point. If she can't even buy alcohol, what are you doing with her, right? She said, if a girl can't buy her own drinks, why are you talking to her? Okay? They were sitting on the kitchen counter, right? And he was bending over to touch a shoe. And she got overcome with rage. And she pushed his head into the marble counter. Now, the prosecution said, was there any bruising? Was there any this? She was like, no. And she got pictures from that day, the next day, the next day after that. There was no bruising. But she pushed his head into the marble counter. I said, okay, fair, accurate, right? And to go on your heart. Oh my God, thank you so much. You said dinner on me. Stay safe, TISA. It just keeps getting worse with every testimony. Dirty Diddy. Okay, listen. So when that happened, right? After she mushed his head into the counter, she took all the glasses, the champagne glasses, and all the candles, and she threw it at him. She said she erupted in rage because she's like, all this time, you keep treating me like crap. All this time, you're treating me like crap. And she literally has a meltdown. Now, she says the glasses didn't hit him, the candles didn't hit him, but the wax got on his clothes. And you know the way Diddy feels about his clothes, right? She kept yelling, I hate you, as wax was dripping off his clothes. Diddy got angry. He was cursing and calling her ass like, you bleep, right? All of a sudden, she said he got this demonic look in his eyes. And she all of a sudden calmed down and she was like, phew, and she took off down the house, right? She ran away to the master bedroom, right? And she kept telling him, leave, just leave. He literally kicked that door open and popped it off of its hinges and its locks. And again, these doors are super expensive, heavy doors. This ain't no like, you know, a 2-bedroom for $300 apartment doors that you can like hear, like the doors are hollow, right? Made out of plywood. These are heavy, right? He kicked that open. She then ran to the master bath. Like she ran to the master bath and locked herself in there. He kicked the door open again, right? They were showing pictures of this to the jury. When I say the door was split through, it looked like something from Jack Nicholson from The Shining. And I kept saying, what is it? First of all, Diddy, they keep saying he's a crackhead. I don't know if he is, but crackheads do have superpowers. But what is Diddy that he is always some Kung Fu Panda mess? What is that? Like, somebody, if they really wanted to put him out of commission, they would have broke his legs a little while ago. But I guess that's his villain superpower, right? So she ran into the bedroom, kicked it open, ran into the bathroom, kicked it open, right? Then she went to the master bath.
Yeah, I heard just the facts that she had read Cassie's court document thing, and yeah, and that did it say that Cassie hit him one time. Well, he ain't never hit Cassie but one time, and that's cause she hit him first. So, but yeah, I heard they was talking in the court. Some people, this from another person I watched, that they think that Jane was following Cassie's playbook to try to get the only thing she had different than Cassie was Diddy like attacking her and beating her and stuff. So I don't know. But the rest of the stuff, he's still guilty. I don't care what Jane do at the end of the story. But long as the beginning was true, and long as Diddy don't get out, I don't care. I mean, they didn't prove a lot. They proved a lot. So if they just they only need 2 out of the 5 or 6. They just need to prove 2 things out of it. So I don't know.
Kicked the door off the hinges. Then she ran into her master closet, right? He was like, let me in. She got so scared. She said she was wearing like a tight brown dress. She literally just threw on the first summer dress she could see, right? And put it on, and it was long and billowy. She just wanted something to run in, right? So then she said that She tried, after he kicked the door in from the closet, she tried to run out the other way of the closet and run to the front door. She literally was running to the front door. And right when she was right there to see the front door, she said this man came out like a monster. He came out from the monster. And then he literally took that same foot that was kicking, splintering, and kicking doors off the hinges and splintering down the middle like Hayuka, right? Street Fighter. He then kicked her in her thigh. She fell over onto the floor, right? It's not over. Then as she was on the floor, he literally put her in a chokehold and lifted her up by her neck in the chokehold, and her little feet were dangling off the ground. This mofo was trying to, and mind you, all this is going on June 19, 2024, after the grand jury, after this, after the raid.
Right.
If he is acting this crazy, what do you think he does when nobody's watching him? That man don't fear God. Anyway, right?
That's what the other creator
looked off the ground. Her little toes were swinging. She literally fought for her life and squirmed out of it, right? Then Jen ran barefoot for 6 blocks. She's a runner. She's a track star. She's gonna run away when it gets off. She sprinted 6. Sorry, y'all. God was telling me to calm down. Hold on, let me get my purse really quick.
But yeah, I watched him all week and he said the exact same
Okay,
thing.
sorry about that. That was the win.
TISA just
anyway, right?
Out
she ran. She ran 6 blocks down a dark residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
6 blocks she ran, okay? And she said that she hid. I said, where? She said she ran barefoot for 6 blocks, right? She had nothing with her. No phone, no nothing, whatever. She was just running for her life, right? Mind you, her hip is really, really injured. And she just got done being literally dangling, right? So she literally said she hid for approximately 2 hours, right? And then she said when she went back to her house, she took the long way back to her house because she didn't want to see that mofo, right? She took the really long way back to her residence. She said when she got back to her house, she saw Diddy walking toward her, right? She said she immediately went to the guest bedroom. That's the only door he hadn't kicked in. Mind you, it's been 2 hours. How you still mad? She went over to the guest bedroom. He kicked in that too, right? He kicked in that too, right? She was throwing glasses and candles and screaming, get away from me, I hit you, leave me alone, all right? Now listen, at that point, I think Diddy's lawyers were like, Your Honor, man, we have a sidebar. And they went over to have a sidebar. Now, we can't hear what they're saying, but Maureen Comey was being super animated at the sidebar. Right. I kept seeing Judge Aaron shaking his head. No, I don't know if it was to Maureen or there's something that Diddy wasn't doing, but it was doing it, right? So anyway, right? Maureen Comey, she was being super animated at the sidebar, right? And the judge kept shaking his head. No, it don't matter. Maureen didn't need that. She came back with a vengeance, right? Okay, so Jen, after that, ran to the patio. So the door comes open, she sees it, and she's like, again, it was an episode of Shining. She then ran out to the patio, right? And while she ran out to the patio, he tried to grip her up again. She did the only thing she could and turned around and mollywopped him. Again, how much could her hits have hurt? Because as we saw from her testimony, but also as we see from the videos, and pictures that are being displayed, he does not have any marks on him. So if anybody's saying, oh, man, shut up, he didn't have a mark on him. All right? Now, she came back, right? And she mollywopped him. And she screamed why she did, right? I hate you. Which I said, this sounds 100% accurate. Usually when you mollywop someone, you scream F you or I hate you. Or
they also, I forgot what the freak I was going to say. Dang it. Dang. Oh, they fought all night because the next escort, after they finished all this, the escort came like at 6 or 7 in the morning. Okay? After all this. Just listen. I couldn't believe it. Escort. So that mean they fighting. It's night. It's like maybe 3 in the morning right now while they fighting. They ain't had no sleep. Okay? Man, they rough. That's some rough stuff, man. No sleep. Girl.
Or die, ninja. Ugh, right? She ran into the backyard, right? And she said she ran into the deep part of the backyard. And about that time, I'm like, is Jane Doe living in a mansion? Because what else is the deep part of the backyard? My backyard, I can just stand there and be like, you, and you, right? But anyway, she ran to the deep part of the
Oh my
backyard.
God.
She said it was a very long, but maybe slightly narrow. So she ran to the deep part, right? And she said she fell down, much like Cassie, and she started curling up into a ball. Now, can I just say, Young Miami was talking about, unlike some people, I'm not playing a victim. How can you hear everything that Diddy did, even if it's not illegal? Why would you want to see a future with someone like this? Because this is your future, but you know, it's none of my business. Anyway, right? She fell and she curled up, right? She curled up, Jen curled up in the ball, in a little ball. And then Diddy punched her 2 times in the backyard, right? She was curled in a ball after he punched her 2 times in the forehead and in the eye area. Same thing he did to Cassie. I think he likes bruising and all the stuff women, right? She curled up in a ball and he started punching and kicking and going crazy. He started stomping that girl out in the backyard, right? And get this, he was then, while he was stomping and kicking her, screaming, "You're trying to take me away from my family! You're trying to take me away from my family!" I said, ain't nothing worse than a demon that got misplaced anger. Ninja, you and your baby oil and your candles and your violence fetish is going to take you away from your family. I don't understand how Diddy blames everybody else for taking him away from his family. Ninja, is you. You're the reason you got taken away from your family. And even when you should have been acting right, you were still out there doing these freak offs, being abusive, and acting a complete and utter fool. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, right? So they said that after that, right? I might have to move in a second. They said after that, she was violently beaten and kicked, right? Get this. They also go on to say that Diddy had his shoes on while he was beating and kicking her while she was barefoot. He then grabbed her by her hair and her arm, like this is Game of Thrones, right? Like, remember the Mad King? Remember when the Mad King Joffrey literally, no, not Joffrey. Who's the guy? There was another mad person. Sansa always had some abusive guy where he would throw people to dogs. This sounds like the way they would bring her back every time she tried to escape, right? He dragged her by her hair and her arm and dragged her back to the house. Jim was yelling, "I hate you, I hate you." She dragged her into the master bedroom, right? That's when she saw Diddy's phone, right? Gina Henderson, thank you so much. You said coffee on me. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the Diddy coverage, right? She said she was dragged into the master bedroom and she was trying to cool off. And that's when she saw Diddy's phone, right? And she decided to call the little girl. She called that girl and she was like, "Yo, how was the trip?" The girl, whoever it is, started cursing her out. I looked at it, it's like a scene from Belly. "Don't be calling my phone, blah, 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 blah," right? She started insulting her, okay? Now get this, another sicko thing. When that happened with Jen, the girl started insulting her and calling her everything but a child of God. Diddy held her down and made her listen to all the shit the girl was talking to about. Diddy held her down after he just got viciously beating her and let another woman berate her and do all this stuff because she needed to know her place, right?
And y'all know the young girl went off it because Jane Doe called the girl's phone. She got the girl, somehow had the girl's number and called her and had on speakerphone. You know them young chicks, and she seemed like Jane Doe seemed like she older. So I bet that young girl, she ain't even old enough to buy alcohol. I bet she was just going off. And it sounded like it's Young Miami to me. I don't know how old Young Miami would have been, what is or nothing. But she couldn't buy beer, and that's like what, 2 years, a year ago? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Ain't no telling who did it. Ain't no telling.
Now, here's the thing. By this time, Jen is just like she's going crazy. She's beside herself. She wanted to get away from him, okay? She literally screamed,
That's right.
He's beating my ass right now, right? But she was asking for help. And that's what made Diddy hang up. Because he was like, "She's beating me up right now." and Diddy hung up the phone, okay? Mind you, I don't think the girl called back. And again, I don't understand how when you see somebody being abusive, it never clicks in your head that you might be next, you know? Anyway, she wanted to get away from him. Now get this. Diddy FaceTimed Jonathan, right? After that happened, Jonathan's assistant. Now, mind you, all this shit just happened. This is happening one on top of the other. Like seconds are elapsing, right? He told her, Diddy told his PA to tell her there wasn't any girls in Montana. Tell her there wasn't any girls in Utah. Of course there were girls in Utah. Diddy can't do anything without some girl next to him, because how's he going to get the guys? Anyway, right? She said she was just so exhausted.
That's true.
And she's really like into spiritual and energy and stuff. And she was so exhausted. And she's like, I have to go. So she went in the shower to to cleanse that energy off her. And she said, as she was walking in past the bathroom mirror, she came and turned to herself, and she had a huge black eye and 2 giant knots on her forehead. Okay? Now, they were the size of golf balls, 2 of them, and a black eye was falling. Mind you, Diddy had no injuries.
Dang.
This woman is very much smaller than Diddy, right? And get this, she stepped it. Listen to this thing from The Shining. Diddy is a menace. He is going to end up killing a woman. To me, it gives murder, everything vibes. Like, I'm not even joking, because listen to this scene, right? So she's just like, I can't take this. I can't take this. She doesn't know what's going on. He won't leave. She finally just gets into the shower. She is naked in the shower, as human beings tend to be, but not demon child Diddy. Do you know she said she was in the shower, right? Diddy steps into the shower with his pants on. This fool got his pants on. He's in the shower in the pants on. He wasn't trying to get under the water. He wasn't trying to be romantic. He stood there on the other side of the shower. Y'all, this is a horror movie. He stood there with just the pants on and the other side of the shower while she don't got any clothes on. He then slapped her. Boom! He slapped her. Boom! He slapped her. Boom! Each time he slapped her, she would lose her thing. Finally, on the third one, she went down and fell on the hard marble. You're in a shower, completely vulnerable, no clothes on. You've already been brutalized outside. You've been hiding barefoot for 2 hours, and somebody steps in the shower with you with pants on? Y'all. Anyway,
Dang.
the third time he slapped her, boom! She fell down and hit the marble, right? She fell over, right? Why that stepped over? The prosecution was like, and what did you say, Jen? And she was like, I said he was a bitch and I hate you. And I said, I second that.
Yeah.
I second that, right? She said after that left, she was just exhausted. I mean exhausted. She crawled out of the shower, okay? She crawled out of the shower. And she said she just sat there in severe exhaustion. She said she's never been so exhausted in her life. She's never been anything. And this fool is still there. He hasn't left yet. He's still there. So you're sitting there with like a caged animal, right? He literally came in to look at her. She was all like slapped up, like all this stuff. He literally was like, yo, just put some ice on it, right? And then he told her to put an outfit on. The outfit was the outfit for a freak off. He said, put an outfit on, right? And get this. He said that while he was barking that at her, he was using her phone to watch porn, right? How do they know? Because she was screen mirroring the pee onto the TV. I know she was sitting there like, oh my God, right? And get this. He said, now while that was happening, he scrolled her messages and saw old messages with Anton, the hooker. Talking about like, oh, that was crazy. We saw each other's mutual friend. This is January 2024. Can you imagine that demon going through all your messages? The cheater, the pumpkin eater, the psychotic person. It's got the nerve to be like, are you cheating on me? Right? He scrolled through. She's sitting there after she's lumped up, beat up and everything, watching all her messages go. Just sitting there scared, right? He said he finally found that, right? And he literally said, what is this? Why are you guys together? You guys don't have any mutual friends. She said she lied because she didn't want to escalate, right? And then he said, well, you know what? I'm calling Anton over. He called that same fool over that he's now accusing after he beat her up and she got knots all over in the black eye. He called Anton over to have a freak off, right?
And that's the one that y'all know the one she ran into in Vegas when she went. But anyway, he gonna ask her, is she cheating on him? Cheating? She been cheating on you since y'all met with them darn freak calls, you idiot. My God. But no, she hadn't without Diddy seeing it. Oh, you cheating on me. I always double clutch. Sorry.
Now get this. She said, so get this. He texted Anton. He saw that on the screen mirror, and she was like, why would you text him? Why would you text him? Right? He literally looked at her and he said, because you're not going to ruin my life. No, you're not going to ruin my night. He told Jen to put on some makeup, right? And put on some makeup to cover the black eye and flip her hair over to the side so that it covers up the golf-sized hickeys. This man is deranged, right? So Jen let Anton in, right? And she said that when she met in, you know, they were talking, and Diddy was just sitting in the corner with an evil stare, just evil, just psychotic, right? With an evil stare, right?
I'm seeing too.
And then he said, yo, I need to talk to you. Come here. And he pulled her into a separate room, right? Now he pulled her into the master bedroom. Because the master bedroom, the door was off the hinges. It couldn't close all the way, but they tried to close it a little, but it was still open, right? And he said, yo, those text messages wasn't sitting right with me. What's this mutual friend y'all know? The audacity that somebody will say this text message wasn't sitting right with me. Who's the mutual friend, right? Listen, she said she told him the truth and said that this is what happened in Vegas, but there was no sexual contact, right? And she said, what happened after that? They said Diddy sat there, she saw, and his heart just sank. He just looked so hurt. I said, baby, that's not hurt. Anytime a lion looks sad, he's about to rip your face off, right? And he literally looked at her and said, did you just cheat on me? Did you just cheat on me? The cheater, pumpkin eater, did you just cheat on me? I thought it was an open relationship. What happened? I thought it was an open relationship, right? He said, you let a P-star have something over me. I'm Diddy. I'm an actor. I'm an entertainer. I'm a mogul. You let that man have something over me. I said, boy, stop, right? Anyway, she said that he literally then called her in and he was like, take this MF&E pill and shoved pills in her mouth. You better take this MF&E pill, right? And then so she had no choice. He literally said, you better take this. This is a man that brutalized her. What are we at? He has brutalized her, kicked her, stomped her out, did a chokehold, had her little feet, had her little toes dangling. He has literally forced her to hide in the street barefoot, right? He said that she was in that, hold on, I'm almost done, right? She said that she was in the bathroom. She took it. He said, you better take this. You better take this MF pill. You better take this MF pill. Go. And then after she took it, he was like, no, get out of here. Get out of here. Go F him. Go S his D. I don't care. You're not going to ruin my night. You better go do something for him. And then get this. While he was telling her all that, she said he got in her face and was like, is this coercion?
Why would he say that? What's about that?
When I said, at that time I wrote in my notes, you going to jail, ninja. Is this coercion? But get this. Jane started screaming, I don't want to. I don't want to F him. Now she's all bruised up, had the worst night of her life. I don't want to. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And he was like, shut up and go do it. So he made her give oral to Anton, right? She said she felt sick and disgusted, right? And she said after Antoine had, quote, unquote, finished, Jim was like, yo, you can leave, right? And she also told him, don't worry, I'll send something for you later. And get this, after he made her completely humiliate herself, that is great. If somebody doesn't want to do it, that is great. Make him tell. Anyway, he said after he completely humiliated her and he had her send Antoine away, right? He then got dressed and then berated her. You dumb B, you this, you that, you ain't this, you ain't that. He literally started berating her. And he said, I can't believe you cheated. I can't believe you went outside of what we have. I can't believe you cheated. He was walking in circles, pacing. I can't believe you cheated. I can't believe you ruined what they have. He said, we can never be together after this. You ruined what happened. You ruined what we're going to have. I wanted to give you the world. Again, serial gaslight manipulator. And all you have to do is probably do what your lawyers told you to do. Treat that good girl treat that girl good, make her think that you've trained your ways, keep her close by you, and wait for the trial to ride out. But nah. Diddy couldn't do that because it's not in him to treat people like that. He still needed her to know she don't run shit. She's his bottom B, and he will do that without what you will, or whatever that demonic saying is, right? Anyway, she said she just sat there quietly while he was acting a damn fool. Listen, she sat there while he was acting a damn fool. Oh, it's
And it's about she about finished, y'all, because the rage is gonna them riders, they get about to get little loud. Time to go.
not over. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got to get to the rest of this. LaRose 7, we're going to have a commercial break. LaRose 7639 said, this was all said today. What the hell have I been watching or listening to? Is the best quote. This was all said today from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours. I got the notes. This was all said today. LaRose 70. Yolanda Blocker said, his action proves he was not. I want to know. Put a 1 in the comments because I want to see if I actually do something and invite you guys out. Would you guys come?
Yeah.
Like an ended trial wrap. Anyway, House of Cards Tower reading said, "Who's in testimony to life?"
Okay, I'm trying. Okay.
Thank y'all. Also, Kawana Questos, thank you so much. K Scorpio said, "Sorry, I didn't." Thank you. Monica Flo, thank you. And Kim Kate, thank you. Okay, so right.
Okay.
She said that him berating her. How could you? You ruined everything. I loved you. Don't you know what you went to? How could you do this? You that dumbass B. I wanted to be with you. This went on for 2 hours. This ninja acting up and acting a fool, right? He was like, you a cheater. You a whore. We're never going to be together. Never. I'm never going to trust you. Ever. She said it went on from the 18th to the 19th in the morning, and then the security came and got him, right? Now listen, she said that she spoke with Antoine again via text. Diddy had Ubered like about 10 to 12K in cash over to her house to pay Antoine. She paid Antoine about 3 or 4K. And then the rest of that money was supposed to go to her doors. But she didn't pay for the doors because she said she was asking around, seeing if somebody could fix, but she was too busy, right? Now get this. Diddy sent his security with the money. She sent Fahim and his assistant Jonathan. I think those co-defendants. She said it wasn't the first time they've ever sent money in a cash bag. She put get this. She has proof for everything. She took a picture of the bag, and then she took a picture of the Uber license plate and sent that to the escort to prove the money was on its way over, right? Listen. So anyway, get this. The jury's being showed all of the damage that Diddy did. And when I say they look horrified, they look horrified. She took pics of all the doors. The jury is rubbing their face, covering their brows. Their brows are furrowed. They're covering their head, right? When they showed the picture of the crack down the middle of the door, one of the jurors were like literally looking like, how did he do that, right? And she said she saw Diddy a couple days later. She said, I went outside, right? He said, I can't be with you, baby girl. You went outside. You cheated on me, right? And she kept saying, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I should have never gone to Vegas. I should have never done this. I should have never done that, right? She said that, oh, get this. There's proof of all this. So there's videos of her filming herself. And when the camera accidentally pans to her, you see all her bruising and damage. You see all, and the jury saw that, they were like, exactly. You see all, and you see the camera in front of Diddy, and he don't got a mark on him. He is smiling, looking up, don't got one dark eye, don't got one knot, don't got anything, right? The jury looked horrified. They're staring at the screen, right? Diddy has no bruising on the video. I said, Diddy is an listen, he is an MFing demon. A demon. Anyway, you guys, listen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Diddy's a demon. And also, hold on really quick. We got in the commercial break. And those police, that stuff is getting louder. Hold on really quick, y'all.
All right. So she's about to leave because the rioters are getting rioters. Yes, I'm from North Carolina, people. I'm country. But the riders are getting louder, and yeah, she's about to jet out. But I sure hope y'all enjoyed it. This is just a recap of today. It for the ones who missed it, like, well, like me, and I just this the time I had, I had to take care of my mother. And so I want to thank y'all for joining me this late. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the subs and all the likes, everything. Thank y'all so much. And I will see y'all hopefully in the morning. All right. Thank y'all. All right. Love y'all. All right. See you, Just the Facts. And who else? Black Swan. I hope I'm saying it right. My country's twine. All right, see y'all later, okay? And Mackenzie, wherever you are in here. All right, bye, y'all.